I was in the dressing room when it happened. We heard all that commotion and everything. We're just getting ready to go to the ring. We didn't know whether Stossel was knocked out cold or what. We just heard all this commotion as we are coming out of the door, and then everybody in the dressing room felt it coming, and Stossel, Schultz, I'm gonna kill this son of a bitch if he asks me, I'm gonna kill him, and so he asked him, and what'd you say? I mean, he gave him a chance, and wow, I mean, we saw him hit the floor, and about that time they were rushing us through the ring, so we didn't ever see the aftermath what happened.
So you didn't know if he had killed him or what?
We didn't know if he killed him or what. We just saw him down on the floor shaking.
What was it? You and Jack wrestling that night?
Do what?
Was it you and Jack wrestling that night?
Yeah, we were wrestling Murdoch and Adonis, I believe, that night.
Oh wow! So you saw Stossel hit the floor.
We saw him hit the floor. We were coming out of the door, and all the lights was just right at the side of the door. They were interviewing. We saw Stossel standing there. Of course, we knew who Stossel was from TV, and we knew the volatility of Schultz. And Schultz had been saying, because the word was out that they were there. They were interviewing wrestlers, that they were trying to put the expose out on wrestling. Schultz said, "I'll kill the son of a bitch." He asked me, and he asked him, and I mean, people had to know Schultz. People who knew Schultz knew what was going to happen, and I don't know.
Somebody been set it up.
That's what I was going to say. I don't know if Dave was really set up to do that because they knew how he would respond, or if it was just a spur of the moment. But Don answered the question for me. It was set up.
Yeah, Vince knew in his heart was given any kind of rope that he'd be slapping the guy. Wouldn't be long, before he'd haul off and smack him. Doctor, Dave, so he was that kind of guy anyway. He was always, always talking, always angry.
Always angry, that's for sure.
So Jerry, you're saying that he might not have been set up, but the table was laid perfect for it, right?
It was set, man, with the finest silver and the finest china you could display.
So Jerry, what was the feeling right afterwards? I mean, did anybody say anything?
When we come back from the ring, of course, we wanted to know if the guy dead or alive. Oh, he's okay. He's okay. Schultz just slapped the shit out of him. And Schultz sitting over in the corner, doing the twitching and all that shit. And then we just heard all the loud noise. And Hogan got, Hogan got, "Brother, you missed that one, What happened?" He told us, I said, "Well, we saw him hit the floor." He said, "Yeah, he slapped him. I think he got him twice on the way down." Yeah. So he wasn't fooling nothing, man. But everybody expected. Everybody knew what was going to happen. I mean, it just the timing was just there, and it was just and Schultz was Schultz, and so like I said, a lot of us thought it was a setup deal too. Where he was put in that position to do that. And
it sounds like Stossel was a guy that was a pain, and nobody really wanted him around, right. And so Schultz was conveniently put right in front of him.
Yeah, and there, we were told on some piercing questions. I mean, Stossel didn't really say who he wanted to interview, and because he was just basically getting guys that are popping out of the dressing room at the right time and everything. And
those guys in those days, those guys would come with attitudes too, though.
Yeah.
They would come and they'd have like nowadays people are more
respectful,
more respectful, more. In those days they're trying to make an ass out of you.
Well, Stossel was there to get something sensational, and
and he got it. Boy.
He did. So Jerry, you think that maybe it might be you, because you were in Kuwait when Vader slapped the reporter too.
I just happen to have that influence on people, John, for some reason.
So
I bring out anger in guys. I mean, I brought out anger in you all over the country of Germany and South Africa.
You sure did.